Oh, this is a fun one, you guys. It's the 12 Days of Christmas running November 1st through November 12th. Our host is Brenda from Rustic and Lace DIY and Krista from Krista's Crafty Life. So make sure you check in my description box for that playlist and come back all 12 days and watch these amazing creators create some fun stuff for you. And each one of the days is themed, which I will talk about in my introduction. So I hope you enjoy this.
We're back. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas in 12 different ways. Okay, welcome to day 2. My name is Amy, and you have landed on Bella's Bargains. Hello, besties. If you're here, Ferdinand, you're working on your English. Say hello, besties. Good job, Ferdinand. Oh, we got it covered there, don't we? All right. So 12 Days of Christmas, which started yesterday. I hope you guys liked that. And today is Garland and Mantle Decor. I gotta tell you, I'm interrupting this program because I forgot to say that if you'd like to see day number 2 from my 12 Days of Christmas from last year, here it is right here for you. Back to regular scheduled programming. I'm loving my Mantle Decor piece. All right, so these are made from trash. Like, these are 100% trash, except for the twine that's on the garland right there. So let me start with that. I just sort of hung it up there to show you guys. But guess what guess what this is made out of? Wait, what? Yeah, it's so there's my little twine garland with my cute little, like, I don't know, they're just sort of floral, but they're just, yeah. These are toilet paper rolls. So anyway, I just want to show you here, I don't have them tied off. The reason they're not tied off is I'm not exactly sure where I'm going to put it yet, and so I don't know how close I'm going to want these or how far apart, so I didn't tie them off. Normally, I would have secured them where I want them to be. But look, I want you to take notice. It's small, medium, and large. So, because I had somehow these toilet paper rolls that were white from larger rolls, I guess, and then, anyway. Do you want to see how? Let me just show you this. Watch this.
Alrighty, here I've got my 12 different rolls of toilet paper. So there's the white ones that are a little bit taller, and then there's the medium size and the smaller size. So taking my medium-sized one, and I'm going to paint them all red. So here's the thing, this is cardboard, and I would say that like they'll get wet, and sometimes they'll unroll a little bit, or parts of it will start to unroll. I had pretty good luck, but you'll notice I wasn't putting on like this massively thick coat. I was very evenly distributing, so I wasn't like soaking that toilet paper roll. So just an FYI, like, you just don't want to like soak them, because it is cardboard, anyway. And they'll like unroll and start to come apart. All right, so painted the 4 red ones, I have 4 white ones, and I'm going to paint the smallest ones in this green. And of course, I'm just using traditional red and green. That is what I'm going to decorate with, and most of the stuff that I make is going to be the red and the green, because I'm making all of my Christmas decorations. All right, now the white ones, at first I thought I was going to leave them white, and I was like, it just doesn't, it's just too stark. So this is my instant coffee stain, which I now have a little jar that I keep it in. It's like a little paint jar of coffee stain, and it worked great. I mean, it just gave this just more of a neutral color. That is the pattern that you want to draw. So take that picture if you need that for this. And I did not like have a cutout pattern. I just eyeballed it each one, which it probably would have looked a little better had I just made myself a pattern. But I was like, nah, I don't have time for that. And this is very rustic, right? So I'm just drawing that on. And of course, you flatten the roll, and then you draw it on, and then you cut. And so what you end up with is, this sort of 2-sided flat piece of cardboard. The center one, you really have to get out an X-Acto knife to cut it out of there. It's just too hard to do with scissors, so that's what I did, X-Acto knife to cut that out of there. But this is where everything changes. So now you have like this tubular thing, and you're going to cut the 4 outside pieces. Did you see that? Now on this one I didn't do it. Moving forward I did. I actually glued my centers together, pinched it, and glued the 2 center pieces inside. I just happen to like that look a little bit better. You could leave it more open like this first one is here. I just liked it better, sort of scrunched. It made it look more kind of like a flower, I guess. Then this one just kind of looks like a decorative boxy cubey shape, I think. Anyway, so, oh, I did pinch it together there. And see, it just sort of rounds out those petals. So I go ahead, do them all. I'm going to show you one more time on a green one here. So pinching the center together. And then I just bring in my 4 little pieces that we've cut. And I was going opposite, bringing them in. Doesn't really matter. Just get them all there somewhere in the center and pull it all together. And I just used hot glue because that was easiest. And it's a quick hold, right? Which is totally fine. Okay, so once I get them all done, I wanted to put a little something decorative in the center of them. So I've got my red, my green, and my white. And see here I'm showing you that they're just slightly different sizes, right? The white one's just a little bit larger. All right, so these are the dots that I accidentally ordered on Amazon, and I'm so glad I did because I'm using them for everything. So this is a gold, and I painted 4 gold, 4 red, and 4 green. After I did that, I went to put a green one on. I'm like, what am I doing? And I went back and painted them all gold. So you're going to see they're all going to end up with gold in the middle. I like that because it gave a cohesiveness to the entire piece, right? And then I'm going to take my marker, matching the painted color, and just go around all those outlines. This actually helps eliminate that it looks like it's cut cardboard. I don't know how to explain that. But see, you can see the difference there when you outline it versus when you don't. And anyway. And so then I'm going to go put my gold dots on. And this is sort of the final step on this. Now, I don't have good twine here. I have cruddy twine that I got at Home Depot. And it's like straw. But it's all I have. So that's what I end up using to put these on. But on a ribbon, I think this would be very beautiful. I just didn't have any ribbon. And I'm like, gosh, if I had a shiny gold ribbon, how pretty would that be? And I could just loop knot each one of them on. Now, if I happen to find some shiny gold ribbon, maybe I'll do that. Right now, I don't have any of that. But that's just an FYI for you guys. Like it would step it up so much if it had a nice ribbon as the garland and not my really crass, wiry, hay, straw-y twine. And I have not been able to find any other twine yet here in Mexico. I'm sure I just haven't gone to the right stores. I don't know. I went into, then I found an Ace Hardware, still couldn't find the good stuff. But anyway, that's okay. I digress. So let's finish this project. All I'm doing is putting them on there. As I told you on my voiceover, I think I did not tie them because I wasn't sure where I was going to go with them. And also,
I'm telling all the time, it's the little details. But you know, taking that marker and coloring the sides really did help with this. You might ask, well, why didn't you just color the inside too? Because that actually gives it definition. It gives us a contrast of color, whereas outlining on the sides really help define the shape of it. I hope that makes sense. And sometimes I think when you're creating too, you guys, don't be afraid to try something. I mean, if it doesn't work out, it's not the end of the world. I mean, this is trash after all, right? Okay. Anyway, this is my cute little garland that I made. I'll probably use it on our staircase. I don't know where yet. And because all of our decorations, they're me making them, not buying a thing, because do not want to buy anything. All right, anyway, because we don't know how long we're staying. Okay, but this one, I'm so in love with this. So I went a little Pinterest surfing actually because I wanted a silhouette of a reindeer. I knew what I wanted to do. And then while I was Pinterest surfing, I came across something that gave me this great idea for the base of this. But this is my mantelpiece. It's a silhouette reindeer. Can you see that it's on this cute little like piece of wire, which was something that I'd seen on one on Pinterest, and I'm like, wait, I have all this wire that I've been collecting as I walk home from seeing Marcus. But I'm not sure, you guys, right there, maybe you can get it a little bit. Do you see how I kind of almost made it look like metal? Let me show you how.
My favorite project. So there's my Amazon envelope. And here's what I'm talking about. So I had traced this up. Believe it or not, this was my voter absentee ballot envelope. I had no paper here, and that was pretty thin. So there you go. It dual purposed. I dual purposed that envelope. And I traced it and then cut it out because it was super thin. And like I said, I'm like package taped it on there because it really helps cut it out. Now, I'm going to put Mod Podge on my, this was a really clean piece of cardboard, which was why I used it, right? It was super clean. It wasn't all bent up, and it was, you know, new, and so I wanted a pretty stiff piece of cardboard, right? And it was a fairly thick piece, but not so thick that I couldn't cut through it, right? Because you got to remember, we're going to have to cut through this. So I put my Mod Podge on, I let it dry, and I did the old iron on. Let's iron the reindeer on. Should be a song. Let's go iron on some reindeer people. I don't know. Okay, here I go again. So now that that is on there, I am going to use my scissors for most of this. I think I pull out my straight blade in a few places, but just really taking my time and watching my angles, right? I knew like I could come at it at one direction and then come back at it at another direction and get that all on there. And having my paper glued over it was wonderful, right? This is like the perfect little guide, and it matches right in with my cardboard. So, and this is sped up obviously, but I really did take my time cutting this out. And again, it's not like this has to be a perfect square or a perfect circle. This is a reindeer, so even if there was a slight little mishap here or there, it didn't matter. We were going to get the exact same effect. So there we go. See, that's my straight blade to cut that really thin portion out between the two front legs. Yeah. Anyway, so I just go at it, taking my time and cutting it all out using my straight blade there. And I think on the antlers, I think I just did a combination of both, just because there was some angles that it was going to be great to use the straight blade for. And then I'm just like cleaning up as I go. Like if there was any extra little, you know, wispies or something, then I was trying to clean them up as I went, so I would get them and see them. Because sometimes when you have a piece like this, you know, you won't see it. You see it as you're doing it, but you won't see it later. So I was just trying to keep an eye on that. And there we go. See, straight blade, and then some cutting and straight blade and cutting and straight blading, and it's just like on and on and on. And I'm so proud of myself because I didn't cut off any antlers. All right, now I have a nail file, and this was just like a quick little cleanup of sort of sanding the edges on this. I did want to try and fill the edges in with my paint mixture when I went to paint it, and so I wanted to make sure I didn't have too many balls of cardboard just hanging out from where it had been cut and didn't quite meet. I didn't have any small intricate scissors, which of course would have been much better for this, right? I don't have them, so I used what I had, because that's what I'm doing right now down in Mexico. Just using what I have. All right, so straight black. So my very first coat is straight black, and I did take my brush and I would brush into the side, the crevices of the cardboard. A couple things. It was going to add weight. It was going to fill in my holes so it didn't look like cardboard on the side, which I think I did a phenomenal job. But I know that my second coat is going to have baking soda in it. So this first coat was, let's get in there, let's get a little, you know, like start that layer of painting in the crevices so that I may hopefully would have like a base where then I could put the stuff in. As I'm painting it here, do you see the vast difference between the side with cardboard and the side with the paper? And that's exactly why I did the paper side. I didn't double side this. Of course I could have, but I was like, no, I got 12 days I got to do this stuff. So, and right there you can see I'm like trying to fill in the sides, basically, as I'm painting it. All right, So I go ahead and I get one good layer of paint on it, and of course I let that dry completely, and I let it dry a little bit longer probably than normal because I know I've got paint sitting in those crevices, and I wanted to make sure that I gave it ample time for drying and soaking in. Again, I didn't want to weaken the cardboard with too much paint, right? Because it's acrylic, it's water-based paint, and it could, it's going to weaken it. So that's why I made sure that it dried really, really well. Then, and I think I did the top. I did not do the sides of the antlers first go around. I painted the top, and then I let it completely dry. And that's because the antlers are going to be the weakest part, right? So I wanted to make sure that the top layer and the backside layer of that paint on the antlers was good and dry, and then I did some filling in on the sides. All right, so this is baking soda. And I'm going to put this in my little thing. I'm just breaking it up. It's like clumped up a little bit. I'm going to add my black paint. And I did probably, I don't know, I would say it's probably equal amounts as what I did. But I just want a little bit of texture in there so it looks like it's a metal piece when we're done, which it worked out perfectly. For some reason in the filming you'll see little white dots. You don't see those on the piece itself. And so I'm just dabbing over it, making sure I'm getting, my baking soda all over it. And while that's drying, the first time I'm going to make my base. So I just take a piece of thick wire, and we're going to do a little loop-de-loop, a little curlicue, a little back and forth, curl here, curl there, and gives us our cute little, like, whimsical stand for our reindeer. It's like perfect. I'm good with that. And then I was trying to figure out how to get the rainbow on there, and in the end, I sort of opened up my stand. I put another piece of wire in there and then reclosed it. So I'm sort of, I'm like pressure fitting a piece of wire into my base. Look at this, because it's going to go up the leg. Now, I had to rip my leg a little bit. That was fine, because what I did was I put some white glue in there, and I clamped it, and I let it dry, and then I touched it up with a little bit of paint afterwards. And this worked perfectly. Like, this thing stands up so perfect. It's just, yeah, I love this piece. And so then I basically do the same thing on the back side. And that back leg, though, had a little bit of a, it wasn't straight up and down. So I just had to make sure that I followed that curvature. And I did not have to open this one up. It went right down the middle of the leg. Now, here's why. Because in between the cardboard, there's canals. So on the back leg, I got lucky. And it wasn't, it was also a little bit thicker leg too, right? But it wasn't popping out of the canal. So it worked out perfectly. That leg went right over it, and voila. I let it dry, and my reindeer was done, and I love him.
I probably said some of this over the voiceover, but I just want to go over this. When I cut it out in very thin paper, right? Very thin paper, because I could trace and cut that out and get all the intricate cutting out of the, don't you love this? Out of his antlers, right? So then the trick, I hope you guys caught that, was just to use tape, and I used just packing tape, to put the whole silhouette down on my brown paper. And then I'm just cutting, and the tape really helps you guide, okay? So that's a really good trick if you're gonna do any tracing and cutting out of intricate. And so the tape is staying on my top piece, which isn't what I'm using, right? Taped it down to that brown packaging envelope, which, how perfect was that? And the difference too, just FYI, is you can sort of see, this is the cardboard side, and by using that paper, I erased all cardboard indentations. So that was one of the reasons that I did that. And also I wanted to give it more stability. I believe I've gotten in every crevice in this thing. I tried filling in the crevices to make it complete. I think I did a pretty good job. I think this is it's all trash. It's all trash. And it just came out so wonderful. I thought about putting a scarf around him, but I think for now we're just gonna leave him. So there's my cute little garland. I'm a cute little reindeer. I love my reindeer. Like, I wanna make more of these, but I have so many crafts to make for the 12 days of Christmas. Tomorrow is like rustic or farm, something. Anyway, so I'm getting going on those. All right, so which one of these was your favorite today? I'm gonna say this, yeah. And at the end of this playlist, I will do my 12 days of Christmas from last year, which I forgot to say at the beginning of this, but anyway, I'll go back and do that. Okay, everybody, have a great day, a great week, a great life. I love my reindeer. And from your singing crafty crafter, Ferdinand, I thought we were gonna, oh, yeah, okay. All right, I got you. All right, you're right, we have so many videos to do, you just can't come up with something to say every day, can you? All right, so from your singing crafty crafter, I should not sing I Wish You Merry Christmas every day, should I? Jingle bells. No, I know Dasher and Dancer, Prancer and Vixen. I could have put a red nose. Huh, but I didn't. I know Dasher and Dancer and Donner and Vixen, Comet and Cupid. That's wrong. I know Dasher and Dancer and Donner and Blitzen, Comet and Cupid and, well, I'm not getting that one right? It's getting old. I'm getting old and the memory's gone. But do you recall the most famous reindeer of all? The one I made. All right, everybody. We'll see you next time here on Bella's Bargains. Don't forget, jump down to that playlist and go check out what everybody created for day 2, which was garland and mantle decor. I don't have a mantle, but this guy's going out. All right, we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. If you're still here, put Rudolph in the comments down below. Bye, besties. Say goodbye. Thank you, Ferdinand. We'll see you tomorrow for day number 3.